I did not think I would say that about Kirk Cousins in any kind of situation. But he's dialed it up, and not just the last couple of weeks. But that leaky defense, key to me, if they don't get to the Super Bowl, it won't be because of Captain Kirk. It'll be because that defense is playing less than stellar.
No, you're right, Freddie, but okay. And James is going to reach through the TV and choke me out here.
Why?
Because the Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, that defense was garbage, okay? But they got to the Super Bowl with the offense. And all I'm saying is when you look up, weird things happen where all of a sudden we're all on Philadelphia. And whoever Philadelphia gets comes in and they pop them. And everybody's like, oh, my God, they wasn't ready. Because the layoff, because the bye. They locked it up, Courtney, with 2 games ago, and they rested their players. Then they got the bye. So they're off 3 weeks, basically, before they play again. You know, all that kind of weird stuff that goes on come playoff time. Then you look up, and the Dallas Cowboys are doing exactly what everybody thought. They Dallas Cowboying it, right? And then you start to say, okay, is there a path for the Minnesota Vikings, even though we don't trust their defense, to get to the Super Bowl? Well, here it is. Now they're the 1 seed, right? And now all of a sudden they get the New York Giants, or they get some team that we don't feel good about, and then they in the NFC Championship game. And then all of a sudden they win that. And then they're in Arizona, and we'll be sitting back going, damn, their defense stepped up at the right time. That's all I'm saying. Do I believe it? No. Am I going to put my house on it? No. I'm not betting my life on it, not a chance.
The problem for me with this team, because like I was trying to, conceptualize and take everything into account from what happened in this Week 15 game against the Colts. Okay. It's impressive, but it's alarming. It's impressive that you can come back from a 33-point deficit at halftime. It's never been done before. So, I mean, the fact that they did that, the largest comeback in NFL history, you only do that if you have a talented team. And I think we very clearly saw the talent gap between a team like the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings.
No doubt.
But the fact is, Freddie, they've outscored opponents by 2 whole points this year. That's really bad.
Yeah,
and defensively, the last couple of weeks, people have been clamoring for Ed Donatel to make some sort of adjustments, and you didn't really see any of that. Even in this game, that was going into a game in a stretch where they were giving up 400 yards per game, like big chunk plays. Their pass defense has struggled. And I thought it was kind of interesting where Patrick Peterson was in the locker room at halftime, and he said, we're going to go get stops. We need you as the offense to go and score 5 touchdowns. And, of course, like some guys in the locker room, I think it was even Kirk Cousins said, yeah, I wasn't sure like to take that seriously or not, if that was like a hyperbolic statement, because you've got to think about what they did. They were down 29 points with 23 minutes left in regulation. And that was the 5 touchdown drives that Patrick Peterson said they had to go out and do. They averaged 2 minutes and 3 seconds on each touchdown drive. To think about like no huddle offenses, for example, and just thinking about, the quick game, that takes it to a different level. So yeah, to Key's point, the defense, if it can finally get its act together on a consistent basis, you'll be in a spot where you don't have to rely on the offense to go out and do that. Like the 5 times they had to go basically hurry up mode, 2-minute offense just to be able to get back into this game. That's impressive, but it's alarming that it constantly gets here with the Minnesota Vikings. And that's why I think people look at their 11-3 record. Vegas thinks that they're fraudulent. A bunch of different statistical entities can prove that. But I think that they have... It's impressive if you're able to find ways to do this on a consistent basis with 10 of your wins coming down to 1-possession games. You don't get there based on luck and luck alone. I think that a lot of that has to come to the talent, that they have on offense to be able to get back into games that they were out of.
Think about it, though. Who in the NFC outside of Philadelphia offensively? And I know what happened with the Cowboys. I get it. But outside of Philadelphia and NFC, who should they really be afraid of?
San Francisco.
But should they really be afraid of San Francisco?
Yeah, because
are we putting a lot on San Francisco because of their defense? Because Brock Purdy obviously is playing good enough where we're like, okay, they don't need Jimmy G. But what if they all of a sudden get a hold of that defense and they start scoring points on that defense? Can San Francisco score the same rate that Minnesota can score at.
I trust that defense. Those bloodthirsty Pirates over there and Kyle Shanahan, the way that he coaches. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's going to continue to do this. We don't know. That's the unknown factor. But I trust that defense, that anybody they play, you're not getting a lot of yards against that defense. I trust that defense.
Yeah, and I trust Brock Purdy against the Vikings defense right now, if I'm being completely honest with you.
But we're also talking about 5 weeks, 6 weeks from now, right?
Oh no,
we're not talking about tomorrow.
No, we get all of that. I'm just going. I don't use past events to tell me what can happen in the present and the future. But there's certain things I looked at that are trending that I say, okay, that's a team you should fear and that's a team you should worry about. To me, that 49ers team peaking at the right time on defense and getting healthier, and the more they get comfortable with Brock Purdy, I mean, they were so comfortable with him when he came in for Jimmy Garoppolo. They let him throw the ball 37 times in that ball game. So if that's not a comfort level with a guy that was the final pick in the NFL draft, they have more of a comfort level with Brock Purdy in 1 minute than the Jets had in a year and a half with Zach Wilson. That tells me all I need to know about Brock Purdy in San Francisco.
And to that point, Freddie, if Kyle Shanahan isn't worried about it, should the rest of us be? I mean, you've got him.
I like Brock Purdy.
You've got him putting Brock Purdy in situations where he can let it rip. I mean, think about what they did against Tampa. They go up 28-0 at halftime because he has that faith in Brock Purdy. So I guess we should be falling in line with that too.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.